Good afternoon and welcome to the Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV's presentation of Nantucket Whalers Athletics. We are coming to you live from the Nantucket High School baseball fields here on Bacchus Lane for our premier coverage of the national pastime. The Nantucket Whalers varsity baseball team will be hosting the Crusaders from Cape Cod Regional Tech. I am Chris Morris, one of the voices of Whaler sports here on the NSC and NCTV. Happy to be hanging out with a great crew here today. We've got Frank Schott making it all happen. He's inside the minivan control room. Olivia is on our camera here for the field cam. And of course, my partner in crime here hanging out in the booth. Well, maybe not a booth yet. We're working on the booth here, but happy to be hanging out with DC Collins. Thanks for joining us here. I know you've got a busy schedule, so appreciate you hanging out here today.
There is nothing I would rather be more a part of than a beautiful afternoon here on Nantucket. 50 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and we're outside doing a broadcast. This is pretty sweet. We were out there, for lacrosse a couple of weeks ago. It was a little chilly, but this right here means that spring is on its way, especially with Daffodil Weekend coming up this weekend on Nantucket.
Gotta love it. The Daffies are definitely in full effect, and we've got a beautiful day for baseball, as DC said. Before we get to our game preview, I do want to take a moment and thank our founding underwriter for sports here on the NSC and NCTV, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation. They have made the children of Nantucket High School a priority of their philanthropic efforts and have continued those efforts with their support of our broadcasts. The Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, proud supporters of Whalers Athletics.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Back to the Nantucket High School baseball field here on Bacchus Lane. We're about to have the Whalers take the field here, and they are 0-5 early on here, but have shown a competitive spirit beginning the season here in the 2024 campaign. Head coach Jack Pearson, in his fourth year now, has a youthful group to say the least, but he has said throughout all of my conversations with him that they are eager to learn, especially those nuances of the game. They are a character group as well. Teachable, coachable. That's the type of stuff, especially as a younger team, you need. And as we saw on the medias earlier this week, they hosted a Little League mini camp for the youth program. So beyond the game stuff, that's great stuff. The culture here is growing for baseball, and they have plenty to look forward to in the upcoming years. Just 2 seniors on the squad, DC, and there are plenty of opportunities for some of those underclassmen to get some serious game time. 7 freshmen, 5 sophomores. And the captains for the team, Shea Dwyer, Ronald Del Rosario Gomez, and Hanson Dalton, will look to lead this group into the future. A couple of youngsters on that captain's list, including Del Rosario Gomez, just a sophomore. Dwyer, of course, coming off a phenomenal game. I just saw his mom, Ev, walked by and said he pitched the game of his career thus far. So we'll see. Just a second home game for the squad, and hopefully some home cooking will wake up the bats, as scoring has been the challenge early on for them, scoring just 8 runs in 5 games. They have been shut out 3 times. But again, that doubleheader that they played on Saturday, a 9-7 loss to Boston Latin and a 1-0 thriller in a loss to Bryant. Cape Cod Tech comes in at 2-1. They've beaten Rising Tide and Bristol Agricultural. Sure, baseball at Agricultural High School, why not? By a combined score of 18-0, then they lost their lone game against Monomoy so far, 10-0. So a little battle of feast or famine for them. The Crusaders did have a couple of games rescheduled, as it has been, well, you know, spring out here. Yes. Daffies, as I said, are out in full effect. We're ready for the first pitch here. And DC, what do you, obviously this is our first game covering the Whalers. What do you think they have to do as a baseball mind just to give them a couple of keys here to win this game.
Well, you mentioned up in Boston that they were this close, especially in the first game and especially in the second game. So it's building confidence. It's a beautiful field here today.
Yeah.
You know, they've only had a chance to play on it a couple of times. For the first time in 3 years, the head coach, Frank Zano, said he came over here with Cape Cod Tech. He's not used to this.
Yeah.
So you mentioned home cooking. Maybe the Whalers get a couple of extra bounces, but I think a good pitching performance. We're not going to have to worry about much wind. If anything, it's blowing from third base out towards right field. Beautiful sunny skies, 50-degree temperatures, beautiful day for baseball. And as Jack Rhodes steps up to the plate for Cape Cod, stepping up to the microphone, the voice of the Whalers and the Nantucket Sports Connection, here's Chris Morris.
Thanks, DC. Again, thanks for joining us here. It's going to be a great time. So we're going to kind of tag in and tag out of here. I'll do the first couple innings. DC will do the next couple innings. Starting pitchers tonight, as DC alluded to, for Cape Cod Tech, it'll be Trevor Ryan and Ronald Del Rosario Gomez will be the starter for the Whalers. Lineups for Cape Cod Tech, leading off will be Jack Rhodes. And we've got Matt Riker, Jack Ambrosini, Mason Tomlinson, Aiden Chukri. And again, apologies if we're mispronouncing that. Trevor Ryan, again, the pitcher, batting in the 6th spot. Tyler Ellis, Matt Schwartz, and Eric Edmonds rounds out the batting order for the Cape Cod Tech Crusaders. Again, Del Rosario Gomez pitching behind the plate. Eli McIver, and again, he is one of those players that Coach Pearson has raved about. His leadership behind the plate as a freshman has been unbelievable. At first base, Shea Dwyer, Colby Lucas, Felix Abreu at short, Hanson Dalton in third base. Around the outfield, left field is Keegan Bedell, Brock Beamish in center, and Alex Horton rounds it out at right field. And we are first pitch here. Home plate being called by Sean Dombrowski. First pitch is just inside for ball one, and we are underway here as our premier broadcast is underway for the NSC and NCTV. Congratulations, guys, we made it. Second pitch hits him, so right off the bat, a hit batter puts a runner on first base. The field umpire is Barry Brown. And again, thanks to those guys, because not an easy job to put on the stripes for high school sports.
Now, we talked about it, Chris. You know, if you're an umpire, if you're an official or referee, you're riding over basically on the same boat as the away team. And then you got to ride back with them, too.
Yeah, you got to ride back.
So,
the ride over, not so bad.
Right, you might want to take the upper level or sit outside on the way back. We'll see how it goes today, but not a great start for Del Rosario Gomez hitting the first batter. So a runner at first base for Cape Cod Tech to start off the top of the first inning.
And I did take a look at some stats. He's already had 10 guys steal on him, so that is certainly something that I'm sure the Cape Cod Tech coaches know. And again, McIver, not the strongest of arm. He's a good leader for a young guy, but we'll see if Tech sends Rion. And that is a hit. Foul ball off to the right side, out of play.
Yeah, Horton gave it a chase, but ran out of real estate. Rhodes looks like he's getting about a 3, maybe 3.5 step lead off the bag at first for the Crusaders.
We'll see if there's a toss over there. Could be just something to keep him in check. A look over, another step, and off and running. It's a breaking ball, tough throw, and not in time as Rhodes will get the stolen base. Perfect pitch to go on. It was a little off-speed pitch, and McIver really didn't have much of a chance. Yeah, high throw as well, but runner on second now as Del Rosario Gomez comes with pitch number 2. Another breaking ball fouled off, so that's actually 2 strikes now, 1 and 2 the count.
And Abreu, the shortstop for Nantucket, cheating in towards the bag at second. So there's a big hole for Riker at the plate to hit it between third and short out into left field if he can pull one.
And as we know, a base hit here should be, unless it's a rifle shot, a run. Just open, first inning. Pitch goes outside. Again, another off-speed pitch from Del Rosario Gomez. 2-2 evens up the count.
And you can see Del Rosario Gomez, when there was nobody on base, the tempo was picked up. Now he's checking back, seems a little distracted by the runner out at second, being a little bit more deliberate for his delivery to the plate.
Another pitch and a swing and a miss for out number 1 as Del Rosario Gomez strikes out.
That's big for his confidence too. You know, he gave up the, hit the first batter steals on him. Now he's at second base, he's got a runner at second base, but getting that first out always might calm him down a little bit.
Takes a deep breath after that one for sure. Third batter for Cape Cod Tech is Jake Ambrosini in the 3 spot.
Ambrosini, the catcher today for Cape Cod Tech, and again, still Rhodes dancing around out at second base.
Swinging at a high fastball for strike 1. Couldn't quite catch up to it. Big lead at second. Another breaking ball falls low. McIver able to scoop it. Evens the count off at 1-1. Just underway, first inning. Top of the first here, 1 out. Runner on second. As Tech already has a runner in scoring position. Good play, getting back.
I don't think that Rhodes, the runner at second, anticipated Del Rosario Gomez to step on the mound and throw to second. He was a little late getting back. Wasn't the strongest of throws to second either. It was kind of lollygagging it, but Rhodes was still surprised.
It's tough because that second baseman wasn't quite at the bag. Lucas was just a touch. He's on the bag now. Rosario Gomez pitches outside, 2-1 now. The count to Ambrosini.
And still with Abreu cheating over the shortstop towards the bag, still a big hole between third and short if Ambrosini can pull one down the left field.
2-1 pitch from Del Rosario Gomez. Fastball finds the plate. And that is strike 3, so Del Rosario Gomez has bared down here after hitting the first batter. He's struck out 2 in a row. And that brings up Tomlinson, who will bat in the cleanup position and play first base. First pitch. Ooh, just misses. Looking for that high strike. Again, took a little something off that one.
Left-handed batter, Tomlinson, the first one that Del Rosario Gomez has faced all day. Wide open stance for Tomlinson, too, at the plate.
2 down now, runner on second. Pitch popped up. Should be an easy play for the right fielder, Horton, battling the sun, and he drops it. The sun got in Horton's eye, and that'll cost the Whalers a run, as off and running with the pitch was Rhodes. He scores easily, and Tomlinson will end up on second base. That'll certainly be scored as an error. What should have been an easy play now butterflies effect into at least 1 run. We'll see if Del Rosario Gomez can bear down here, as it's Chukri at the plate in the 5-hole. Aiden Chukri, number 9. First pitch. Look good. Nice breaking ball, buckled the knees, and is in there for strike 1.
Yeah, tough play for Horton, the right fielder. E9 on that play, allows the run to score, and we mentioned the wind and the conditions were perfect, except for the sun for the outfielders today. And I don't think Horton's wearing sunglasses out there.
Yeah, he might switch that up because that sunshine ate him up. Ground ball to the shortstop. Should be an easy play. Short hop, nice play at first, but draws him off the bag. Dwyer unable to keep the feet on the bag. That's another error. So 2 errors here in the first inning, as Felix Abreu unable to get a good throw. Got to it with no problem, had plenty of time to make the throw. It's first and third now, still 2 outs. And up to bat is Ryan, who could help his own cause here with a hit. The Crusaders have already scored 1 here in the top of the first. Steal attempt, swing and a miss, no throw.
I think why you saw the catcher, McIver, hold on to that, he was afraid of the double delayed steal, where the runner from first, Chukri, takes off, and then Tomlinson just waits for the throw down and then takes off for home. So the safe play is to just hold it. But now Cape Cod Tech with runners at second and third and 2 outs.
So base hit could equal 2 runs instead of just the single run, which was on third. But Del Rosario Gomez just has to worry about the guy at the plate right now, Rayon. Batting in the 6th spot as the pitcher here today for the Crusaders. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch there.
They pulled the string back on that one and got him to chase it. Rayon, another right-handed batter. Tomlinson still on third and Chukri still on second for Cape Cod Tech.
1-0. The Crusaders have scored an unearned run on the error from Horton, who couldn't handle the fly ball in the sunshine. Ooh, just missed inside, maybe a little bit low, but another good pitch, good location for a 0-2 pitch. Again, a little something off that.
Yeah, tried to tease him again and get him to chase. Good discipline at the plate by Rayon.
1-2 the count, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch, fouled off. They've got a play on it. A couple of guys are there. Dwyer squeezes it for out number 3. And we will head to the bottom half of the first inning. Whalers down just 1. Could have been a lot worse.
No runs, 2 errors, and 2 runners left on base, and the big 1 run for Cape Cod Tech here in the top of the first inning.
We'll keep it here as things are just getting underway here, of course. Again, thanks very much for joining us here on the NSC, and thanks very much to all of the folks. Coach Pearson sent us the list, and it is long and mighty, of the supporters of Nantucket baseball, and that includes getting us to cover 4 games on the docket. Unless things happen and the Whalers can turn around their season and make the playoffs, we will cover a playoff game certainly if the Whalers are able to host a playoff game. But huge support for the baseball team and the baseball culture here, and love to see that. So thanks very much to all of those who gave a little bit and helped get us here and get the kids on YouTube and on the television. Of course, we have a lacrosse game going on over at Vito Capizzo Stadium. That game will be tape delayed once we get the game over with and get the computers and stuff back to the home base at NCTV. We'll get that uploaded onto YouTube and onto the television station. Looks like 10 o'clock might be the slot that Charles has relegated for NCTV on channel 1072 in HD. And as soon as we get the game done with, it'll take us probably a couple hours to get it all situated and up on the NSC on YouTube. So you can catch the Whalers lacrosse game there. The girls are taking on Nauset today, and should be a good matchup. The Nauset came in at 5-1. They haven't really beaten anybody quality, so hopefully the girls can take care of business over there. Coach Lower's got a very, very good team, as we saw early on in the season, and they are off to a great start behind MVP Bailey Lower. They're off to a 5-0 start to the season, and honestly, between you and me, they could run the tables in the league play. There's not anybody that just matches up talent-wise with the big 3 that the Whalers have.
Hoping for a home playoff game and hoping to play towards the end of May.
Absolutely. Nantucket leading off here is Mr. Horton. Alex Horton, who can atone here a bit and get himself on base for the error in right field. He takes strike 1. And offense has certainly been the challenge for the Whalers. As I mentioned, only 8 runs in 5 games, and 7 of those came in 1 game. So it has been a challenge. Swing and a miss for Horton. That's strike 2.
Trevor Rayon on the mound. Jake Ambrosini behind the plate. Mason Tomlinson at first for Cape Cod Tech. Eric Emmons at second.
And we await the 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. And that could find the gap. Center fielder roaming back and does make the catch. So nice play in center field from Jack Rhodes.
Aiden Chukri at shortstop for Cape Cod Tech this afternoon. Matt Schwartz at third base. Matt Riker is in left field. Jack Rhodes, who Chris just mentioned, made the catch out in center. And Tyler Ellis is in right field for the Crusaders.
So second up for the Whalers is the catcher, Eli McIver. Del Rosario Gomez bats third. Shea Dwyer batting cleanup. Felix Abreu in the 5 spot. Keegan Bedell 6th. Hanson Dalton 7th. Colby Lucas 8th. And Brock Beamish in the 9 spot. Pitch goes awry, 2-0.
You can see for Cape Cod Tech, their second baseman, Eric Emmons, and Aiden Chukri at shortstop, playing all the way back on the edge of the outfield grass.
And the pitch for McIver, he lifts it to third base. Tough hop, but good. Actually, not a good throw, and it'll be McIver hustling. It'll be out of play, so he'll get second base, and that's it. So the Whalers are now in business on a throwing error from the third baseman. That's number 14, Matt Schwartz, with a tough throw. He handled the tough hop, but just couldn't come up with a good throw.
Yeah, he threw it about 5 to 10 feet away from the bag, and trying to chase it down was Tomlinson. Went way past his glove and rolled all the way towards the bullpen, below, underneath the fence, towards the bullpen on the first base side. So taking second base is McIver. So the Whalers off to a pretty good start here to start the bottom of the first.
And Del Rosario Gomez can help his cause and get a little base hit, maybe score a run from second base here as McIver takes his lead. First pitch from Rion. Lifted line drive right at the left fielder, and he'll throw back to second base and double the runner off.
Oh. Tough play right there as Bedell had a track on it in left field, and McIver, you know, they were giving him a lot of room to take a lead off of second, was almost halfway to third, caught by Bedell. Great throw back to second base, and just a tough break for the Whalers to end the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, Riker in left field for Cape Cod Tech making the good play. Hit right at him as well, just one of those bang-bang plays that if you go,
yeah,
it's
oopsie.
Yeah, exactly. So good solid contact, though, from the Whalers. Again, a line drive right at a guy, and unfortunately, they do not take advantage of the error and runner in scoring position, and Frank is off and running.
I think he's going after our center field camera.
He is indeed, and look at him go. He played first base, actually, in high school, so he's used to hustling out in the outfield. Hopefully it's just a battery, but we'll see. We'll see. Again, thanks very much for joining us here on the NSC as we get things figured out here on the Bacchus Lane Fields. Absolutely gorgeous day.
Yeah, we thank you for bearing with us. Believe me, if it was rain, we wouldn't be as happy either, but we are glad to be here having Frank running around. And if you want to join us too, we got the playground over beyond left field. Get a nice spot for your kids to watch the game, or there's some bleachers behind home plate here.
Muse is open, serving some pizza and grub. I mean, it's not a bad little gig over here, I'll tell you what.
Good to go. So yeah, tough break for the Whalers to end that, but you can see some good contact on their bats. A couple of errors for both teams so far, so maybe feeling out the jitters just a bit in the field. But so far, so good for the Whalers, even though they're down 1-0 here in the top of the second inning.
And it'll be
7, 8, and 9 batters.
Yeah, Tyler Ellis, Schwartz, and Eric Edmonds for the Crusaders.
They come in with a record of 2-1, as we mentioned in the pregame, and Nantucket 0-5, but their last 2 games up in Boston, just a confidence booster, getting very close to getting that first win, and it's only a matter of time before they can squeeze one out.
Absolutely, and they're right in this game as Del Rosario Gomez did a nice job of recovering, stranded a couple of runners there in the first after hitting the first guy, giving up a stolen base, and then the run with 2 outs, unfortunately that error led to the lone run of the game. First pitch, swing and a miss by Ellis.
Ellis was swinging at something almost over his head right there.
Yeah. So Tyler Ellis, the right fielder for the Crusaders, awaits second pitch. Another fastball goes low. Evens the count at 1-1. They're playing him pretty straight out and pretty shallow in the outfield. Del Rosario Gomez, the starting pitcher in 3 games already. Off-speed pitch, low roller to third base. Gonna have to hurry. Good throw for the out. Nice toss by Hanson Dalton to get the runner at first base. One up, one down here in the top of the second.
Tough play because it was really low to the ground. Couldn't really play it on I played it on a couple of different hops, but a strong throw where our vantage point is just to the other side of third base in foul territory. So we can see that was a direct throw, a little bit low, but a good job of getting low was Dwyer for Nantucket to dig it out at first for the out.
Del Rosario Gomez, another first pitch strike. That is to Matt Schwartz, playing shortstop for the Crusaders. His first at-bat against Del Rosario Gomez. Again, 1-0 our score. Crusaders with an unearned run at the top of the first. A little breaking ball just misses, and holding up is Schwartz. So it'll be 2-1 now as Del Rosario Gomez deals one out here in the top of the second.
Schwartz taking his sweet old time getting back in the batter's box for Cape Cod Tech.
Waving the bat, and another fastball, unable to catch up with it. That foul ball will hit a fence and stay out of play. So count runs to 2-2. Nobody on base for the Crusaders.
Yeah, the bullpen down the right field line in foul territory, and the fence even almost all the way around, but it drops in right center field till you get to left center, and then it goes back up a couple of feet.
2-2 pitch is high, runs the count full. As Del Rosario Gomez got to come with a fastball or something he knows he can get over here.
And now Schwartz right
Don't
back in.
want to walk the 8th man.
No, Schwartz right back in the batter's box, ready to go this time.
Fastball swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 for Del Rosario Gomez. 2 down now here in the top of the second for the Whalers.
Well, he has proven that he can overpower the batters at the plate with the third strikeout, and that was a fastball that he blew right by him. And Emmons right now, the second baseman, number 9 batter for Cape Cod Tech, stepping up.
Let's see if Del Rosario Gomez can start him off with another strike here. Good pitch. You can hear the smack of the glove there. Fastball finds the outside corner for strike 1. So top of the second, nobody on here, 2 down, as Del Rosario Gomez has settled in nicely after hitting the first batter. Got the next 2 guys out via strikeout, and then unfortunately the Whalers had an error that allowed 1 run in. Horton unable to field that sun ball. 1-1 the count. High ball 2. Again, do not want to walk the 9-hitter if you're Del Rosario Gomez.
Emmons with a wide open stance, almost looking like an old Kevin Youkilis stance.
Right, with the knees in.
Yep, and his left foot pointed towards the back of home plate.
2-1 pitch is off speed, lifted up, and looks like Dwyer's going to have a play on it. And he'll squeeze it again. So another fly ball. 1-2-3 inning for Del Rosario Gomez as we head to the bottom of the second. Still just 1-0. Cape Cod Tech with the lead. And it'll be Dwyer, Abreu, and Bedell, the 3 up for the Whalers as they went 1-2-3 in the first inning. A double, aided by a double play. Sharply hit ball to left field that was squeezed, and unfortunately it was a little too aggressive on the base paths as Horton, or McIver actually.
Yeah, he had a strong lead. It's just when that ball is hit,
off.
yeah, and you're caught off like that, and it's a line drive, especially to the left fielder, because you can't really see where it's going to be at. You got to scramble back. Everybody on the bench was saying, you know, get back, get back, get back. But I don't think he realized how that ball was scolded out to left field and got to the left fielder real quick. And a great job by Riker to just throw it in and double him off of second.
Yeah, can't fault him for trying to make a play, but Riker just made a better play on defense and was able to double him off of second base and end the inning. So Shea Dwyer, course, we saw him on the basketball court as well, one of the seniors, 6 seniors on that hoops team, and a lot of fun for that senior game. I was able to announce, as of course Coach Ferreira does, one of the great traditions and starts all 5 seniors no matter how much they play or don't play. So we were at least able to get him an announcement, and he got a rousing applause as, you know, one of those guys that doesn't get a lot of playing time for hoops, but puts in the time at practice and, you know, makes sure you know, that the reps are there, and he did get to play quite a bit in that senior game. Whalers ended up winning that game as well. But let's see what he can do here on the dime, and he again pitched a heck of a game. 5 1/3 innings of 1-run ball off island against Bryant. His best outing as a pitcher. He takes ball 1 here to start things off, as Rayon has looked solid. Good control so far for the Crusaders pitcher. Fouled off. It'll be 0-2.
Dwyer, Abreu, and Bedell, the 4, 5, and 6 batters.
So 0-2, got to protect the plate here if you're Dwyer. See if he can get something, put some contact on it. Here's the pitch. Low, good eye from Dwyer. He takes ball 1. 1-2 now. Good location for another 0-2 pitch there. That's one you almost got to have a real good eye if you're taking it.
Discipline.
Yeah. 1-2 pitch from Rion. Off speed, and Dwyer was fooled. So he'll strike out for out number 1. First strikeout for Rayon. As the Whalers put the ball in play nicely there in that first inning. Just some bad luck with that line drive that they were able to double off the Whaler runner at second base.
And again, the middle infielders, Kobe Lucas for Eric Emmons and Aiden Chukri, second base and shortstop, playing back on the grass.
Swing and a miss by Abreu, fooled by the off-speed pitch there from Rion.
Yeah, again, he pulled the string on that one.
Yeah.
Abreu was way out in front.
0-1 pitch here from Rayon. Another off-speed pitch finds the plate. 0-2.
Abreu looks a little bit dazzled up at home plate right now.
He's got some good swagger with the bat. Let's see if he can put it in play here. Got to protect the plate with 0-2 count. Fastball just missed. Maybe a little high on that one, but it didn't miss by much. Again, tough pitch to take. But he runs the count to 1-2. Rion from the stretch. 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
Oh.
Nearly hit him. So that runs the count to even at 2-2.
I think that pitch, Chris, went behind him.
Behind him, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of those ones, you almost got to take one for the team there.
I mean, right, yeah, Rayon has been fooling him, but I don't think he meant to throw it behind him.
2-2 pitch from Rayon. Another fastball and blows right by Abreu. So 2 down now here in the bottom of the second. Nobody on for the Whalers, down 1-0. It'll be Keegan Bedell, freshman, playing in left field for the Whalers today. Again, one of 7 freshmen on the roster. First pitch is a strike. Fastball finds the plate.
I'm a little surprised, and I know it's early, I'm a little surprised that the Whalers haven't shown bunt in any of their at-bats so far through the first 5 batters.
They do have some good speed. That's a good point. Second pitch outside with the breaking ball.
And if you notice, every single infielder is playing back or off the bag too. So you lay one down here, put a little English on it, and you're almost guaranteed an infield base hit with a bunt.
1-1 pitch from Rion. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
It's almost like he's getting warmed up here in the second inning. The first inning, as you mentioned, good contact by the Whalers hitters, but right now they really haven't come close at all.
Nope. And he is pulling the strings on that breaking ball as well. 1-2 pitch. Swing. Sit down. That is a beautiful pitch. Unable to put a swing on it was Dalton, and that'll do it. 1-2-3 inning for the Whalers. We head to the third, top of the third. Whalers down just 1-0. And we'll take a break here on the NSC, come back with the third inning. Whalers down 1-0.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in and being part of a team, falling but getting back up.
And way under control. Quick shot.
It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island, it's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment.
Third inning, a 1-0 lead for Cape Cod Tech. An unearned run. They got it on a few errors by Nantucket in the top of the first inning. So as we go to the top of the third, it'll be the top of the order.
Top of the order
For the Whalers. First pitch bounces off the glove of the catcher for Nantucket, Eli McIver, for a ball. It's 1-0. It'll be Jack Rhodes, Matt Riker, and Jake Ambrosini. First three to lead off against Ronald Del Rosario Gomez. Right-hander winds and fires. Next pitch inside as well, so it's 2-0. Rhodes scored the only run of today's game so far. He was hit by a pitch, stole second base, and then reached home and scored the run on an error by the right fielder, Horton.
The sun ball.
Yeah. Not good. Sun is beautiful here on Nantucket. Not if you're playing right field today.
Right field is tough, though, today.
We've seen a couple of fielders battle it with foul balls down that way. Count 2 balls and a strike. Riker waits on deck. Here is the next pitch to Rhodes. Swing and a miss. Fastball blew it right by him. So the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they're throwing that down. It should just be 2-2.
McIver thought it. I think it was from the first pitch that he dropped.
Yeah.
McIver dropped, thought it was a strike, but it wasn't.
We'll go with that.
Umpire puts up 2 balls and 2 strikes. Our home plate umpire, Sean Dombrowski, and Barry Brown is in the field. Next pitch.
Swing and a miss. Beautiful.
That is perfect from Del Rosario Gomez. So he gets his 4th strikeout this afternoon. Rhodes is retired, and there's one away here in the top of the third.
Got a little excited there.
It's all good. Listen, he's pitching a great game so far. Other than the 2 errors, this game would be scoreless.
Yeah, so no earned run for Del Rosario Gomez. Of course, the error led to that run. So great stuff from number 9 on the mound.
Yeah, hit a batter and 2 errors, but he has not given up a base hit yet. And the first pitch this time to Riker is a ball, so it's 1-0.
That was a strike.
They call it a strike?
Yep.
So 0-1 the count. Riker, he struck out swinging. Strikeout victim back in the first inning. 0-1 pitch, bit high and outside, so it's 1-1. Jake Ambrosini waits on deck. He was also a strikeout victim of Del Rosario Gomez back in the first inning as well.
Yeah, they don't have it right on the scoreboard.
McIver sets up a little bit outside, but swinging and missing over the top of that is Riker. Umpire holds up 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. McIver in his standard stance right now. Nope. Now he kicks out the right leg a little bit. Next pitch, grounded down to third.
Oh.
Tough play for Dalton. It goes under his glove and out into left field. That'll be another error against Nantucket on the third baseman, Hanson Dalton. So a runner reaches for Cape Cod Tech once again on an error. That's Riker. And now with 1 out, there's a runner at first base for the Crusaders.
Pretty routine ground ball there. Dalton's got to handle that, at least put a glove on it. That's like Little League 101 there to get down on it, but he was trying to hurry that throw a little bit. Riker showed some good speed, but there he goes.
Runner goes, McIver bobbles it, throws down to second, not in time, and stealing second base is Riker right on the first pitch, which was called a strike against Ambrosini, but now another runner in scoring position for the Crusaders. 3 errors this afternoon so far committed by the Whalers.
1 out in the inning, and that force play now taken out of play for the Whalers defense. Rosario Gomez could really use a strikeout here.
Ambrosini was a strikeout victim in the first. Next pitch bounces past McIver, going to third. He rounds third and will hold up
halfway
there. Riker on his horse. He reached third base, and yeah, Chris was right, about a third of the way down the line at home. So we'll charge that a wild pitch. And now all of a sudden, no base hits so far, but a runner reaches first on an error, steals second base, and now is at third. That's Riker on a wild pitch. Ambrosini still at the plate. Next pitch fouled at the plate. So the count now, a ball and 2 strikes, 1 out. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. Cape Cod with a 1-0 lead over Nantucket, but the Crusaders have Riker at third base.
Threatening. Again, a strikeout here for Del Rosario Gomez would be huge. Dalton now sneaking over to third base, covering it as if it were first base.
So a big hole between third and short.
Moves
if
back.
Ambrosini can pull it.
And there it is.
Nice. Just what he needed, as Chris mentioned. Del Rosario Gomez with the strikeout. That is number 5 this afternoon, and that's a big second out here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Huge out for the Whalers defense. Now they can kind of play regular. They don't have to worry about that runner on third base as long as there's no wild pitch or pass ball.
So here's the left-hander in the cleanup spot, Mason Tomlinson, the first baseman for Cape Cod Tech. He reached on an error his first time up. Riker still dancing off of third base. And the first pitch, big swing and a miss, it's 0-1. Riker's getting a sizable lead off of third base. Dalton holding him on, and again, as we mentioned all game, a big hole between shortstop and third. This time, if Tomlinson can punch one the other way. 0-1 the count. As Del Rosario Gomez looks over to third. Riker with about a 6-step lead. Here's the next pitch, inside for a ball, 2-0.
Lucky that one stayed inside. That was a hanger.
Dalton moving off the bag at third base just a bit. Now cheats over towards it. Riker again with about a 6-step lead. Dancing down the line, halfway down. Next pitch,
Ripped.
This one's roped into center field. Going back
Over the head.
is Beamish, not going to get it. One hop and over the fence. It's a ground rule double. Scoring on the play is Riker. And out at second base is Mason Tomlinson. It's the first base hit. It's another run for Cape Cod Tech. And with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning, the Crusaders take a 2-0 lead. That could have been extra trouble. I think Nantucket lucky it bounced over the fence because Beamish was having a hard time getting out to the fence. And Tomlinson could have ended up at third. Instead, it's a ground rule double, and he'll be at second.
Yeah, that was lashed. That was no chance for Beamish there, even if he was played it perfectly. That was at the base of the wall, and again, it's not really a fence out there. It's just some plastic, so it kind of just jumped up over it.
Yeah, it looks like ski fencing, which you see at ski slopes.
Another rip,
and this one is
trouble.
This one, Beamish going back on it, makes the catch!
Oh, Brock Beamish saves a run.
On his horse, reaches up and says, "Excuse me, look what I found," and puts it away for the 3rd and final out as Nantucket stops the bleeding as Chikuri lines out to center field for the 3rd and final out. But Cape Cod Tech scores another run. They get 1 run. They do so on 1 hit. There was an error and a runner left on base. And at the end of 2.5 here at Nantucket High School, our score is now Cape Cod Tech 2 and Nantucket 0. We will take a break and be back right after this on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection.
For Mother Earth,
the new moon is not often seen.
Yet this does not diminish its power. We are the natural givers of life.
We are efficient women. We are powerful.
There is a power in naming yourself woman and claiming that role.
I think you can measure the health of a society by looking at the lives of women and girls in those communities.
I feel brave. It's probably the most significant thing that can happen in a life. to be unmoved, to be unapologetic. That's being the woman that I am.
To me, empowerment is really not something that we're given, it's something that we have.
Empowerment is feeling like your foundations are strong and rooted. Empowerment is trusting in your own internal energies.
It's that quietness, that surety inside of ourselves.
To speak even if your voice trembles, like to stand like even if your knees are shaking.
Empowerment is confidence. Not everyone gets to a point where they feel comfortable being entirely who they are and using their voice to stand up for the things that they want and need.
But I think a lot of the time, women, we forget who we are. And when we let go and we free ourselves from our own prison, I think this is where we start getting the stuff that we are born with. We can free that and then shine our light and become brilliance that we supposed.
Back here at Nantucket High School, Whalers trailing 2-0 as we move to the bottom of the second inning. First pitch popped up. Foul territory coming down the line to make the catch is Mason Tomlinson for out number 1. So 1 pitch and 1 out as Hansen fouls out to first. And there is 1 away. Whalers without a hit so far this afternoon here at their home field. And Yorgelis Nunez, the second baseman, batting in the 8th slot, steps to the plate for the Whalers. He'll be followed by Brock Beamish, who made a great catch out in center field for the third and final out to end the top of the third.
Yeah, saved another run for sure. That would have been an easy run scored, and again, could have been a double at least, probably a triple if it gets over his head.
Nunez down in the count, 0-1. Next pitch.
Another strike.
Clips the outside corner for a strike, so it's quickly 0-2. From Trevor Ryan, the right-handing starting pitcher on the mound for Cape Cod Tech.
He has settled down nicely.
Next pitch, inside corner for a called third strike. So Nunez gets caught looking. That is the 4th strikeout this afternoon for Ryan. Remember, he struck out the side last inning, and now the Whalers have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Beamish coming to the plate.
Let's see if he can ride a little momentum after making a great play in the field. Foul ball coming our way, DC. Heads up. Oh, that would have been some tennis players. They were out there practicing a little bit earlier.
I did bring the helmet from my scooter, so if you want to borrow it, better yet, give it to your wife.
That's right.
Keep the kids safe.
She's quite adept.
0-1 the count to Beamish. And the next pitch is a little bit low in the dirt, so it's 1-1. 2-0 Cape Cod Tech. Base is empty. We've got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, scheduled for 7. Whalers looking for their first base hit this afternoon. Next pitch, swing and a miss, as again Ryan took something off that pitch and Beamish chased it.
Beamish, a good athlete. He, of course, one of the quarterbacks for the football team and also plays on the hockey team, so a 3-sport guy for the Whalers.
Next pitch,
whoa,
high and inside. Beamish has to duck out of the way of that one. Little high heat, and the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. If he can get aboard, Nantucket will turn over the lineup, and Alex Horton, who flied out in the 1st inning, waits on deck for the Whalers.
2-2 the count. Here's the pitch.
Beamish swings and misses at that one, and Ryan has struck out 5 of the last 6 batters, and Nantucket is retired 1-2-3 as Beamish strikes out swinging.
And again, that has been the challenge for the Whalers so far. They just have not been able to muster, a couple of hits in a row. It's been 1 hit, and then the inning festers out. Obviously they had a base runner there in the 1st, get to second base, and then the double play erase that. So it's going to be, again, these guys just got to play together. Yeah, they've played together for 5 games, but not quite enough to really get that momentum. Really, a couple of games, they had a couple of lopsided scores as well. Let's see. Hopefully Rosario Gomez can keep them in this thing, and you never know. It's like 1 hit away.
Yeah, and a couple of fielding errors behind him. Otherwise, this game would still be scoreless. He's been doing a yeoman's job at the mound. He's got 5 strikeouts so far this afternoon on the mound for the Whalers. Trevor Ryan, his counterpart, the pitcher, will be at the plate. 6, 7, and 8 batters, Tyler Gillis and Matt Schwartz, 6, 7, and 8 batters to lead off here for Cape Cod Tech as we move to the top of the 4th inning, and the Crusaders with a 2-0 lead on a beautiful, I mean, I dressed for winter.
Day, yeah.
I dressed, I had, let's see, I got a t-shirt, I got this fleece on, I got my coat, I even have like a winter hat with
Your
me.
wife even packed you a blanket. How
she
good
did
is that,
pack
huh?
me a blanket. If somebody in your family needs it, go for it. Forgot we didn't pack the hot chocolate, but you know, if it got a little colder, we'd be ready to go.
Looks like we could use some chocolate milk here today. It's beautiful out, absolutely gorgeous.
But 50 degrees and mostly sunny skies, and a little bit of a breeze blowing from, looks like, third base out towards right field this afternoon. The sun's been the biggest problem, even though we can't complain about it. The fielders for Nantucket have had a tough time, especially out in center and right field today.
Yeah.
But we move to the top of the 4th inning, 2-0 our score. Cape Cod Tech in the lead, and Trevor Ryan, the pitcher, who fouled out his first time up, will step to the plate against the right-handed pitcher, Ronald Del Rosario Gomez for Nantucket. And the first pitch, inside corner for a strike, it's 0-1. You can see MacIver, mentioned it a few times, the way he sets up, sometimes kicks out that right leg.
Yeah.
Maybe to give him a little bit more balance or to frame the pitch.
He frames it nicely, though.
Yep. So 0-1 the count to Ryan. Here's the next pitch. Off speed, misses high for a ball, 1-1.
Really took something off that one. That was probably one of his slowest pitches. Almost got the high strike call, but just a bit high coming in over the plate.
Infield at medium depth, same with the outfield as well, maybe a little shallow. Next pitch.
That's a little better.
That was perfectly framed by MacIver for a strike, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bases empty, nobody out. It's the leadoff batter, Trevor Ryan for Cape Cod Tech. Here in the top of the 4th inning as the Crusaders lead by a score of 2-0. They scored 1 in the top of the 1st and 1 in the top of the 3rd. Here's the next pitch.
Ooh,
called strike
beautiful.
At the knees. And for Del Rosario Gomez, that is his 6th strikeout of the afternoon. 1 down here in the top of the 4th inning.
He has pitched exceptional for the Whalers. Again, unfortunately, the defense has kind of faltered behind him, but he has been exceptional.
And Ryan not too happy with the called strikes there. Saying something towards his dugout as he comes back to the third base side. Got to be careful because he's going to be taking the mound next.
Pitchers and catchers can't talk about balls
right,
and strikes.
Exactly. Our home plate umpire today, Sean Dombrowski, and our field umpire, Barry Brown. We are broadcasting from the third base side in foul territory behind the fence. So high-low pitches we can pretty much count on. Inside or outside, we have no objective view.
Hit.
This one is smashed out towards right center field, and that'll get down for a base hit. It's cut off by Horton. Horton will fire in, but it's a base hit to right field for Tyler Ellis, and with 1 out, Cape Cod Tech has a runner at first base here in the top of the 4th with a 2-0 lead.
We'll have to keep an eye on him, see if, again, stolen bases have been prevalent for Del Rosario Gomez. He's already given up 13 stolen bases. Also had a wild pitch earlier.
And only the 2nd base hit by Cape Cod Tech here this afternoon. Mason Tomlinson had a ground rule double. This one is fouled out of play. And so
short lead off there for
Ellis, the runner at first. Schwartz, the batter, he struck out swinging his first time up. Dwyer holding the runner on at first base. Throw over and a little bit high. Dwyer applies the tag, but Ellis back in plenty of time.
Yeah.
He is not exaggerating the lead like the other runners have for the Crusaders earlier in the innings.
Yeah, Riker definitely was much more aggressive on the base pass, and he has 2 stolen bases in the game already for the Crusaders. There is a steal attempt, however. MacIver's got a chance at this one. Easy play and a great throw by MacIver.
And that's why the other runners had a bigger lead. Ellis, don't know really what he was doing there. Only had about a 3 or 4 step lead and wasn't really quick running down to second. So a great play. 2-6 on the putout as Abreu comes over to field it. And there's 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning. So the count's still no balls and a strike to Schwartz. And this one is popped our way.
Coming our way, Dalton's under it.
And he makes the catch. And that'll do it. So Schwartz pops out to third. And the side is retired here in the top of the 4th inning. For Cape Cod Tech, no runs. There was a hit No errors and nobody left on base at the end of 3.5. Scheduled for 7, it's still Cape Cod Tech 2 and Nantucket nothing. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th inning right after these words on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection.
Mind picture of a drug addict. You're down and out, not somebody you want in the house. But they're our neighbors, they're our relatives, they're our friends.
I still regret not taking that warning like I probably should have.
I truly believe the lowest point of despair is the preventable loss of one's child.
If you have an addiction issue, I want to be able to take care of you. It is an equal opportunity problem.
Need help? Visit addictionsolutionsnantucket.com.
Back here at Nantucket's Baseball Field, 2-0 our score. Cape Cod Tech on top of the Whalers. Bottom of the 4th inning, Whalers leading off at the top of the order. Alex Horton, Eli McIver, and Ronald Del Rosario Gomez trying to help his cause. Whalers down 2-0, bottom of the 4th. Horton flied out to center his first time up. Swings and misses at that one, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike.
He had some good contact and his first at bat, just right at the center field. Again, the Whalers have hit the ball a few times here, but right at people.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. This one popped up foul off the first base side and out of play. Heard a little bit of chatter from Nantucket in between the innings, trying to rally the troops. Nantucket still looking for their first base hit this afternoon, though.
A couple of base runners, but nothing going as far as base hits.
Here is the 1-2 pitch to Horton. Swing and a miss as again, Ryan pulls something off of that one, and that is his 6th strikeout of the afternoon. In fact, he has struck out 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me do the math here. Give me a second. It's 6,
Take your time.
6 out of the last 7 batters.
Carry the one.
The pitcher for Cape Cod Tech, Trevor Ryan, has struck out.
He has settled into a groove here. Whalers got to get something going here. Let's see if McIver, the catcher for Nantucket, can break that string here and get something going. Good hit.
Ropes
That's
one
gonna
out.
Get down for a base hit.
And it pops out into center field. Misplayed just a bit by the center fielder Rhodes, but he will hold McIver to a single. So Nantucket with their first base hit. It comes with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the Whalers hopefully in business, trailing 2-0 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And here comes Ronald Del Rosario Gomez with a chance to help his own cause for Nantucket.
Oh, good time for a big hit, number 9. Let's see if Del Rosario Gomez can get something going here for the Whalers. We'll keep an eye on McIver at first.
Holding him on there is Tomlinson. McIver with about a 3.5, 4-step lead. And the first pitch is roped out into left field, fielded there by Riker. He misplays it just a bit, but holding at second base is McIver, and Del Rosario Gomez aboard with a single to left. So back-to-back base hits. I guess we jinxed the pitcher.
Yes, possibly. We did.
After his 6th strikeout of the afternoon, Whalers now have first and second, 1 out, trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
The Whalers are in business here with a couple of runners on and just 1 out. Let's see if Dwyer can maybe pull one to the right side and get a run home here, get the Whalers on the board.
Dwyer, a strikeout victim, squares the bunt, pulls it back, takes it for a ball. Infielders now for Cape Cod Tech will pinch in. Whalers have runners at first and second, 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning. Cape Cod Tech with a 2-0 lead, but right now Nantucket with a bit of a rally here with 1 out. And Ryan now working from the stretch for the first time this afternoon. Here's the next pitch to Dwyer.
High.
And a little bit outside for a ball. Dwyer was not squaring to bunt on that pitch. So the count 2 balls and no strikes. Felix Abreu, the shortstop, waits on deck. As we mentioned, Dwyer at the plate, struck out swinging his first time up. McIver at second. Del Rosario Gomez, the runner at first for Nantucket. 2-0 the count. Here's the next pitch. This one is roped out to left
Another
field.
Base hit.
That is a base hit. Rounding third is McIver. He'll score easily. Runner goes to third. The throw comes in. It is cut off. No throw to second base. It is an RBI double this time for Shea Dwyer. The Whalers on the board with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. They still trail 2-1, but now Nantucket has runners at second and third.
3 straight hits for the Whalers. Great base running by Dwyer as well, as he took second base on the throw that leaked towards home, and good job. 3 straight hits. That has not happened very much this season. So great stuff from the Whalers offensively, as they are still in business with runners at second and third and just 1 out.
And that will force head coach Frank Zano for Cape Cod Tech to come out to visit the mound, and the Whalers will have a little conference in foul territory down the third base line. So McIver scores on the play. Del Rosario Gomez is the runner at third base. Give Dwyer an RBI single. He takes second on the throw. Felix Abreu now the batter. 2-1 our score. Cape Cod Tech still on top with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th, but the Whalers definitely threatening right now after 3 straight base hits. Something
Again,
is
breathing a little sigh of relief. I'm sure
and I'm sure the bench is going, it's about time right now.
Right. So good stuff. They'll reconvene as Zano keeps Rion in there.
Nobody warming up in the Cape Cod Tech bullpen, but that doesn't mean much because I'm sure one of their infielders or outfielders.
Gotta watch the squeeze here with 1 out.
Abreu at the plate, right-handed batter, struck out swinging his first time up. Runners lead for the Whalers off of second and third. Here's the pitch. Outside corner for a strike to Abreu. It's 0-1.
Good pitch.
Del Rosario Gomez is the runner at third for Nantucket. Shea Dwyer, who just had the RBI single, took second on the throw. He's dancing off the bag there.
Oh, that is a big lead.
Next pitch, check swing. Did he go around? Yes, it's 0-2. The third baseman, Matt Schwartz, is holding the runner on at third base. So again, a big hole for Nantucket between short and third if they can get a base hit.
Got to put the ball in play if you're Abreu here. Anything, even with the infield in, you got to think Del Rosario Gomez is off with any contact.
Here's the next pitch. That's fouled straight back. He was on top of it. The count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-1 Cape Cod Tech. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning, scheduled for 7. There's 1 out, and the Whalers have runners at second and third. Abreu is the batter. Bedell waits on deck for Nantucket. Here's the next pitch. High for a ball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infielders are all in on the grass for Cape Cod Tech. Schwartz almost holding the runner on at third, as Del Rosario Gomez dances down the line at third base.
Trying to get in the pitcher's head with a little clap there. Love it. 2-2 pitch.
And that one is outside corner for a called third strike. Abreu doesn't like it, but he is caught looking. That is the 7th strikeout this afternoon for Ryan, and that's most importantly out number 2.
Huge strikeout for the Crusaders as they look to thwart this Whalers rally. Breaks up 3 base hits in a row.
Keegan Bedell, the left fielder, now the batter in the 6th slot today. He ropes this one down the line.
Just foul.
About 5 feet on the other side of the line. Otherwise, that could have been big trouble for Cape Cod Tech.
That was 2 runs, if that stays fair.
Everybody's got to go back to their base, though, as Del Rosario Gomez trots back to third and Dwyer at second. And the count, no balls and 1 strike to Keegan Bedell. Hanson Dalton waits on deck for Nantucket.
And Bedell, just a freshman, starting for the Whalers. One of the 7 freshmen on the roster, and a throw back.
And it almost gets away from the third baseman, Schwartz. Del Rosario slides back safely. Cape Cod Tech leading 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning, 2 outs. Whalers with 3 base hits in a row to score their 1 run. They've got runners at second and third right now. The count, no balls and a strike to Bedell. Dalton waits on deck. Bedell struck out swinging, or struck out looking the first time up. Next pitch, high for a ball. It's 1-1. Glad you could join us here on the Nantucket Sports Connection on NCTV. I'm DC Collins along with Chris Morris. Our first baseball game here on the Nantucket Sports Connection here on Nantucket. Beautiful day for baseball. Whalers looking to get back in it. Next pitch. Oh, and that hits the runner. But Bedell looked like he leaned into it a little bit, but the umpire says take your base, and now the bases are loaded of Whalers.
Just a little. Didn't necessarily move out of the way, let's put it that way.
he made an effort to lean. I'm not sure if it was the right way, though. But now the Whalers definitely in business. Bases loaded. Del Rosario Gomez at third, Dwyer at second, now Bedell at first. 2 outs. Here's Dalton at the plate with a chance to do some damage.
Big spot for Mr. Dalton here.
Here's the first pitch, strike at the knees, it's 0-1. Infielders now move back with 2 outs, except for Schwartz at third. He's holding on the runner.
Dalton with one of those fielding areas, man. He can atone for it right here with a base hit.
Outfielders playing at medium depth. Big hole between center and right. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2. If Dalton can reach base, Nunez would be the batter. Dalton fouled out to first, his first time up. 2-1 Cape Cod Tech, 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Whalers have the bases loaded right now.
Biggest offensive threat. They've already scored 1 in the inning.
Here's Ryone's pitch, and that one low and outside. Stop. And Ambrosini didn't want to see that one go back to the backstop. Again, a big hole between third and short. Second baseman Emmons playing back on the outfield grass for Cape Cod Tech. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt. Bases are loaded, so it doesn't matter. And the rally ends for the Whalers, but they do get one as Dalton strikes out swinging. That is the 8th strikeout this afternoon for Ryone, and the side is retired. But for the Whalers, they do score a run. They do so on 3 straight base hits. There were no errors, and they leave them loaded. And at the end of 4 complete here in Nantucket, it's now Cape Cod Tech 2 and the Whalers 1. And we will keep it right here as we move to the bottom of the top of the 5th inning in a moment.
I mean, good offense there. Obviously, Ryone has been cruising with 8 strikeouts, but the Whalers able to put the bats on the ball and leave them loaded. And that's going to drive coaches crazy. Add that gray hair, maybe lose a couple. But in a 2-1 game, again, it's those kind of moments that you unfortunately just have to learn. Sometimes it's the hard way.
Yep.
As you know, Dalton was in a spot and very defensive at bat there. Didn't really come close on that breaking ball from Ryone.
When we will take a break and be back with the top of the 5th inning. Cape Cod Tech leading Nantucket 2-1. Top of the 5th comes your way right after these words on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection. Back after this.
Whistle.
The board of Nantucket Youth Lacrosse and the coaches are wildly passionate about the sport of lacrosse and teaching it to Nantucket's kids. I'm Gary McCarthy, president of Nantucket Youth Lacrosse. The dedication of not only the players, but the parents and coaches to running this program is really inspiring.
So what I love about the Learn to Play program is when I show up every day, the kids are coming smiling and all they want.
Welcome you back to the Nantucket High School baseball fields here on Bacchus Lane. The Whalers are in this game again as they scored 1 here in the bottom of the 4th, 2-1, as Del Rosario Gomez deals ball 1 to Eric Edmonds, the number 9 hitter for the Crusaders. So 9-1-2 for Cape Cod Tech. Again, a gorgeous day. I am Chris Morris. alongside DC Collins. Happy to be bringing you our premier broadcast of Whalers baseball. Low ball 2 from Del Rosario Gomez. Oh, they called strike. Oh, there you go. We love that. That was definitely
surprise.
a low strike, to say the least. He's been pretty consistent on the low side, though. I'll give him that. And a little bit of a breaking ball. So Del Rosario Gomez deals 1-1 now. And a little squibber. Gomez will gather and fire to first. Nice play by number 9, the pitcher, fielding his position nicely. Whalers unfortunately stranded 3 runners, left them loaded in the bottom half of the 4th as we play into the 5th inning here. An absolutely gorgeous day for baseball. Thanks very much for joining us here on the NSC on YouTube and, of course, channel 1072 in HD on NCTV locally.
See the blades of grass.
That's right.
Individually.
So 1 out now for the Crusaders as Del Rosario Gomez calls timeout.
Yeah, and for the Whalers, we go back to that last bottom of the 4th inning, Chris. You know, they left them loaded with 2 outs, but they also had runners at 2nd and 3rd with just 1 out.
1 out.
Not able to put anything across. And in fact, it ended with 2 strikeouts back to back.
Yeah.
So they couldn't even make contact.
Got to put the ball in play there with 1 out and 2nd and 3rd. I don't know where that one missed, but apparently that one missed. Ball 1 from Del Rosario Gomez. 1 out here, top of the 5th. 2-1 our score. Crusaders hold a very tentative 1-run lead. Whalers finally got on the board. Finally, they got their first hit in the last half an inning and turned it into 3 straight base hits, accounting for the run. So 1-1 our count.
2 runs, 2 hits, and there was an error against Cape Cod Tech. And for Nantucket,
1 error,
yeah, 1 run, and they have 3 hits and 3 errors.
High for ball 2. So 2-1. The count against Rhodes.
Cape Cod Tech has left 4 runners on base. Nantucket has left 4 runners on base as well.
Rhodes has scored one of those 2 runs, fouls it off right behind the fence there and lands on top of the...
And I will say, pretty good crowd too. We weren't expecting that many, but maybe word got out.
Sunshine brings them out, baby.
Turn your TV off and get outside, right? Isn't that what your mother used to say to you?
Earth Day, let's get out and celebrate Earth Day. Happy Earth Day to everybody there.
But if you are viewing on your phone or at home, thank you very much as well.
And pulls the string. Strike 3, the call. Del Rosario Gomez with strikeout number 7.
Yep.
So both pitchers have been absolutely dealing here this afternoon in a 2-1 game. Whalers again down 2-1, but now with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Gomez will face Matt Riker.
Riker so far, he struck out swinging and scored a run.
Dalton fields it at 3rd, fires it across. Dwyer squeezes it a 1-2-3 inning, and a very quick one at that as the Whalers will come to bat in the middle of the 5th inning. We'll keep it here as we'll chat it up here a little bit. Again, the girls are taking on the Nauset Warriors over at Vito Capizzo Stadium. I have not seen an update yet on that score. We are taping the game. We are going to have a tape delay airing of the game. Of course, we're right here, so we can only do 1 game at a time. We haven't quite gotten that far yet, Frank, but we're working on it. But they are taking on the Nauset Warriors, a battle of 2 5-win teams already. Again, the Whalers 5-0 and Nauset with a lone loss on the season. Again, a great squad for Coach Jamie Lower, led by her senior daughter, Bailey Lower, who is coming off an MVP season last year and All-American nod, and already a D1 commit. She will be playing at Vanderbilt next year. So a couple of D1 commits on the squad, and they are talking state title talk over at the Vito Capizzo Stadium, and they have all the makings of a very good squad. They can certainly run it. Great goalie as well, Claire Miserelli. Just a good group, just a good group. It's easy to root for when you got good kids, and they, of course, try and represent things beyond the game. They always have you know, the breast cancer awareness, and they will team up. I forget exactly, Jamie's going to put it out there on the medias. They're going to team up with the baseball team here and do a little fundraiser as well for one of the local charities. So it'll be Lucas, Beamish.
Hey, Coach, do you have a change?
Top of the lineup for the Whalers here in the bottom of the
Yep,
fifth.
good.
They are down
Okay,
2-1, but right back in this thing as they just scored in the last inning, and then a quick 1-2-3 inning by Del Rosario Gomez. First pitch is nubbed back to the pitcher. Leon able to field it and throw it out. Throw him out at first base. So it goes 1-3 in the scorebooks. First pitch swinging is Beamish, or Lucas, I should say. And that brings up Brock Beamish here. Again, he made a run-saving play in center field as there were 2 runners on and 2 outs. He takes strike 1. Oh and 1 on the count. 1 out here. 2-1 our score. The Crusaders up. Whalers at bat here in the 5th inning. Popped up and will get out of just against the fence there, so stayed in play actually.
For those watching at home or on their phones, they might have heard me ask the coach for Cape Cod Tech what the changes were. Will Mullen now playing third base, batting in the 8th spot. He comes in for the third baseman, Matt Schwartz. So that's the change that we have for the Crusaders.
Roger that. Beamish now down 0-2 quickly. And swings and misses. Strikeout number 9. Wow.
It's impressive.
Pitching has been at a premium here this afternoon. Both guys just firing it in there. We knew that Rion would find the strike zone. Coach Pearson let us know he's going to fire it in there. The Whalers just got to put the bat on the ball here. Top of the lineup for the Whalers, and Horton swings and misses. Strike 1.
So the Whalers in the very bottom of the 1st inning, fly out, reached on an error, lined into a double play. Then Rion struck out the side in the 2nd.
Working on it right here. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
He struck out the side, struck out 2 out of 3 batters in the 3rd. Struck out the side in the 4th, even though he gave up a run, and has 1 strikeout so far here in the 5th. Consistency.
He was dealing. Just missed low, ball 1, 1-2. Good eye from Horton.
And again, we saw once or twice where the Whalers squared to bunt, but they have not tried to lay down a bunt yet against him.
Yeah. Third baseman in on the grass here, maybe expecting, but 2 strikes, you're not going to do it. Horton lines it, caught by the first baseman. Nice play out there by Tomlinson as he squeezes it in a quick inning, as we'll head to the 6th here at the Bacchus Fields. We'll take another break here on the NSC, say hello to some friends. Whalers down 2-1 as we head to the 6th.
Community media, from my point of view, is organic.
It's power.
Public access to me gives me an opportunity to get my word out to the larger community of the town that I can't get to on my own.
This is good programming. This is what people say, well, how come they don't ever write anything good in the news, right? This is the good news.
What we're doing is critical, it's important. We have to stay energized and motivated to do this work in our community, but understand that our real mission is to hold up our part as we encourage others to hold up their part around the planet.
So I was 14, I joined SPNN, Set It Up program, which is an after-school program. We created our own TV show that was put out in the public, and I went along, did that till I graduated high school. Currently, I work with Youth Prize. I'm their youth storyteller. I create all their media and content having to do with like telling stories.
It seems like there's been an incessant attack on black leaders and on black interest. And we believe we have a right and a duty to respond. Too often, we are encouraged to think of ourselves as insignificant and as meaningless.
Getting involved in a way is telling the world no. And we need more people to say no.
People in neighborhoods can now do what only corporations could do a generation ago.
I'm here live from the mud pit.
Disability Viewpoints can cover disability issues at a little longer length, which the local news hasn't been able to do.
I wanted to share all the wonderful things that life has given to me. I thought, what better way to give back to humanity than to just share from the heart.
Conscious programming to me feels like where we want to go as human beings, where we want to feel alive.
It gives me an opportunity to talk about theater, the arts, writing, directing.
Because it's us, you know, it's the community stepping up and grasping onto their own show.
I connect my culture by myself, but Olelo provides.
I want to welcome you back to the Nantucket High School fields here on Bacchus Lane. Del Rosario Gomez dealing to Ambrosini here in the top of the 6th. First pitch was a ball low. Second pitch also low. Skips to the plate. Nice dig by McIver. 2-1 our score here. Whalers in a dogfight here with the Crusaders from Cape Tech.
And no matter who wins or loses, our player of the game is Frank Schott, our
there you go.
producer today. Switching out batteries, running out to center field, hoping not to be tackled.
Showing his speed there.
Thank you, Frank.
In center field, misses ball 3. So 3-0. First 3-0 count from Del Rosario Gomez.
Ambrosini, the number 3 batter, the catcher today for Nantucket. 0 for 2, got caught looking twice for strikeouts.
And neither pitcher has walked a guy. Del Rosario Gomez hit the first batter, and he will draw a walk.
You jinxed him, buddy.
I did. So top of the 6th starts with a walk for the Crusaders. Let's see if Del Rosario Gomez can bear down once again and work himself out of some trouble. He'll get a little visit from head coach Jack Pearson.
Tomlinson, a left-handed batter, first baseman cleanup spot today for Cape Cod Tech, reached on an error in right field. That was Horton who lost it in the sun, and then had a ground rule double for the go-ahead run back in the top of the 3rd inning to score. Riker has another chance with a runner on base here.
And we'll see, once again, the Crusaders have put guys in motion. The Whalers have thrown out 1 base runner, but a couple of stolen bases on Del Rosario Gomez. He's given up 13 stolen bases here already in just 4 starts. So we'll see if maybe that was the conversation. I'm sure it wasn't where they're going to go get pizza from Coach Pearson.
2 runs on 4 hits and 1 error committed by Cape Cod Tech.
Yeah, big lead over there on first base. Good throw. So it'll be Tomlinson, the 4-hitter for the Crusaders, number 13. He's playing first base this afternoon. Del Rosario Gomez looking over, working from the stretch. Top of the 6th inning, there goes the runner. Pitches a strike. Throw down, ooh, close play, but stolen base nonetheless.
Like
little juggle, yeah.
Abreu would have had it popped out of his glove though, and the throw was a little bit in front of the bag. But again, this has been the MO for Cape Cod Tech. Get on base, steal second, see what happens after that.
Yep. 0-1 the count here.
Again, a big hole between short and 3rd as Abreu, the shortstop for Nantucket, tries to hold on the runner. And Dalton only about 4 or 5 steps off the line at 3rd base for the Whalers.
And still nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Leadoff runner walked, stolen a base, and another ball. So 1-1 evens up the count.
And nobody warming up for either team in the bullpen. Again, that we may not know who the relief pitcher will be because he may already be playing on the field somewhere for both teams.
Yeah, the Whalers have got a few options if Coach Pearson decides that Del Rosario Gomez has done enough, but that's a hit out into the gap, and that's going to be trouble. That will score a run, cut off, and it'll be a throw into 3rd, but an RBI double for Ambrosini. And that tacks on a crucial run and makes the score 3-1 now.
Tomlinson's had a very productive day, too, as we mentioned. Reached on an error out in right field. Brown will double to score the go-ahead run, and here knocks in another run, an insurance run. With nobody out in the top of the 6th inning, gives Cape Cod Tech a 3-1 lead, and that scored Ambrosini.
And that will do it for Del Rosario Gomez. He pitched an absolute gem up until this inning, 2-1. It'll be Dalton, number 7, Hanson Dalton, taking over for Del Rosario Gomez. He will trot out and play shortstop and hopefully have a quick memory. And it'll be Abreu sneaking on down to play the hot corner there at third base. So a couple of fielding changes for the Whalers, and it'll be Hanson Dalton taking over on the mound. He will inherit a runner on second. Still nobody out here in the top of the 6th. 3-1 now, the Crusaders with a 2-run cushion and just a couple of at-bats left for the Whalers. But problems at hand as we've got still another runner on third base and nobody out. So Dalton could really benefit from a strikeout here. He will face the number 5 hitter, Chukri, as he gets warmed up here. And we'll take a few pitches.
Del Rosario Gomez goes to short. Felix Abreu at third. Hanson Dalton, the new pitcher. I think we got all that covered, right?
Correct.
Okay. But listen, my scorecard's going to the Smithsonian after that. There's going to be a fine piece of art.
That's right. You've got some good artwork on there, that's for sure.
I'm trying. I can follow it. Thank God you can follow my
Absolutely, it's all good. But again, another competitive game that makes 3 in a row here for the Whalers as again they try and look for their first win of the season. If the Crusaders can hold on here, they will move to 3-1 on the season. They've had a couple of games rescheduled due to weather here in the spring.
As we look ahead to the bottom of the 6th inning, Nantucket will have their 2, 3, and 4 batters. McIver, Del Rosario Gomez with a chance to make good, and also Shea Dwyer, 2, 3, and 4 batters. Gomez has had a single. They all 3 of them had a single last inning. McIver, Gomez, and Dwyer. So they were able to see that starting pitcher, Trevor Ryan, and finally figure him out the second time around in the batting order. So you hope that Ryan stays in there, and you hope Nantucket can do some damage. First things first, though, they got to get 2 more or 3 outs.
Yeah, nobody out here in the top of the 6th. So
down 3-1 right now.
Again, Dalton could really benefit from a strikeout here if he can get one.
Chukri is the 5th batter, the shortstop. Reached on an error by the shortstop and also lined out his last time up, lined out to center field. On a great play by Beamish.
And they are intentionally walking Chukri to have the force out in here now, so the double play in order. First and second, the runners now, as an intentional walk signaled. So
they don't make them throw the 4 pitches too.
Right.
It could lead to all kinds of trouble.
So it'll be Ryan, again, the pitcher who has been dealing. Already 9 strikeouts. Let's see if he can do something here at the plate to help his own cause.
He's fouled out to first and also struck out looking.
First and second. Dalton comes to the plate with the first pitch. Double steal. Safe as the play as the tag unable to be applied in time. So now that force play turns into now 2 runners in scoring position for the Crusaders.
Cape Cod Tech had answers. We mentioned how aggressive they are on the base fast. They said, okay, we're going to walk them. Now we're going to double steal. Good throw down to third. It was a little high and wide of the bag, but a great job by Abreu, who just moved over from short to third to block that and not allow the ball to trickle away.
Ball 2 from Dalton. And again, the Whalers now will move the infielders in to try and possibly get the runner out at the plate. This is a tough spot here. Dalton deals 2-0, fouled off. Now 2-1 to Rayon. Actually 1-2 the count, sorry.
That is the 6th stolen base by Cape Cod Tech this afternoon.
Yeah, that's too much. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that's too many stolen bases.
All the infielders in on the grass for the Whalers.
Swing and a miss, and that is a huge strikeout by Dalton for the first out in the inning. Still got to keep those infielders in here as it'll be Tyler Ellis, number 11, batting from the right side once again, second and third.
First strikeout for Dalton, 8th overall by Whalers pitchers.
Inside for ball one. 3-1 our score here as Cape Tech extending their lead on a double after a walk and another stolen base.
Ellis a little upset at himself as he fouled it straight back. Thought he could have had that pitch and drove it, just undercut it just a bit. Tomlinson has to go back to third base. Chukri has to go back to second for Cape Cod Tech.
Again, Dalton could really benefit, as the Whalers could, from a strikeout here or something in the infield. Rears back and misses high, ball two, 2-1. The count to Ellis. Second and third. Base runners for the Crusaders.
Will Mullen waits on deck. He came in for Schwartz last inning to play third.
Oh, good off-speed pitch by Dalton as he pulls the string to run the count to 2-2.
Big pitch coming up right here.
Huge spot for Tyler Ellis, but an even bigger spot for the Whalers defense here. The 2-2 pitch from Dalton. Fouled off.
Infielder still in on the grass for Nantucket. So if it's hit in the infield, it looks like they're going to try to come home for the tag play. First base is still open. Outfielders at medium depth.
2-2 the count. 1 out, Dalton fires. High, ball 3, so full count. Again, a walk, not a terrible mistake here, but would certainly add another base runner. But
and as we mentioned, Will Mullen, who just came in last inning defensively to get his first at bat.
Dalton fires full count and ball 4 down low, and we have bases loaded for the Crusaders with just 1 out. Again, Whalers got to think maybe double play, but they're going to keep it in and make the play at home to save the run. So just 1 out. Again, a fly ball probably is a run.
Tomlinson doubled, and he's at third base after he stole on the double steal. Chukri intentionally walked, he's at second, and Ellis just walked, he's at first. Bases are loaded for the Crusaders. Only 1 out.
Ball 1 from Dalton, high. He's been pretty consistently up in the zone so far. Again, he took over for Del Rosario Gomez, who leaves the runner on third as his runner. Good pitch there, fouled off, evens it up at 1-1.
And this is the first at bat for Mullen. First time stepping to the plate this afternoon as he came in for Schwartz in the 8th spot and took over at third base. On deck is Emmons, the second baseman. He fouled out and grounded out today so far for Cape Cod Tech.
So infield remains in. 1-1 in the count. Just 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Bases are full of Crusaders. Whalers down 3-1 already. Could really benefit from a nice easy ground ball. Inside, ball 2. Cannot walk a guy here. That would be another run.
Cape Cod Tech got 1 in the top of the 1st, 1 in the top of the 3rd, 1 in the top of the 6th. Whalers answer with 1 in the bottom of the 4th.
Ooh, just misses. Ball 3. That runs the count to 3-1. Looked like it was at the knees, but just a bit outside as Dalton quickly in the stretch and ready to go. 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. The count runs full. Good job by Dalton to fire a strike. He's going to need another one here.
I think he got a break too as Mullen swung at something maybe a little bit outside. I would have been taking that entire way. But here's the payoff pitch. Merry-go-round in motion here with the bases loaded.
Just 1 out. Dalton fires. Squibbed to the first base side, foul. So remains 3-2. Again, runner should be off, obviously, with any sort of contact. And here's the 3-2 offering from Dalton. Again, lashed down the first base side there. I believe that might be David Creed on the opposite side. I don't know, I can't quite make it out.
Bring a glove.
A couple of guys over there, though, that had to take a little step back. So count remains full here, just one out, bases loaded. Crusaders looking to add to their 3-1 lead.
This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up from Dalton.
Payoff pitch. Strike 3, gets the call at the knees. He's called that low strike all day.
Second strikeout for Dalton.
Huge.
So far in this game. 9th strikeout overall for Whalers pitching. Bases are still loaded, but now there's 2 outs, and Nantucket can get out of this jam here in the top of the 6th inning.
It'll be Edmonds. First pitch, a little squibber right back. Play to first, and the Whalers escape with just 1 run allowed. They leave the bases loaded, or the Crusaders leave the bases loaded. Great job by Hanson Dalton. Came in and fired strikes. They had an intentional.
Community media, from my point of view, is organic.
It's power.
Public access to me gives me an opportunity to get my word out to the larger community of the town that I can't get to on my own.
This is good programming. This is what people say, well, how come they don't ever write anything good in the news, right? This is the good news.
What we're doing is critical, it's important. We have to stay energized and motivated to do this work in our community, but understand that our real mission is to hold up our part as we encourage others to hold up their part around the planet.
So I was 14, I joined SPNN Set It Up program, which is an after-school program. We created our own TV show that was put out in the public, and I went along, did that till I graduated high school. Currently, I work with Youth Prize. I'm their youth storyteller. I create all their media and content having to do with like telling stories.
It seems like there's been an incessant attack on black leaders and on black interest. And we believe we have a right and a duty to respond.
Too often we are encouraged to think of ourselves as insignificant and as meaningless.
Getting involved in a way is telling the world no. And we need more people to say no.
People in neighborhoods can now do what only corporations could do a generation ago.
I'm here live from the mud pit.
Disability Viewpoints can cover disability issues at a little longer length, which the local news hasn't been able to do.
I wanted to share all the wonderful things that life has given to me. I thought, what better way to give back to humanity than to just share from the heart.
Conscious programming to me feels like
Bottom of the 6th. Again, we apologize to the McKeever family. We've been mispronouncing that name here. Foul ball to the first base side. Ooh. Oh, nearly a great catch and an athletic play to get out of the way there by Rion.
Heck of an effort right there by the catcher. Running down toward, that's not an easy one either,
No.
because you're running as the ball is sort of trailing away from you and having to jump out from behind the plate to catch it. So the count, 1 ball and 1 strike.
1-1.
McKeever, De Rosario, Gomez, and Dwyer, first 3 to lead off, 2, 3, and 4 batters against Rion, who's still out on the mound.
1-1 offering from Rion. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 1-2 the count here now to McKeever. Bottom of the 6th, 3-1 our score. 1-2 offering is low, ball 2 from Rion. He has pitched a gem. He's struck out 9 already and has given up just the 1 run on 3 straight hits. Whalers collected in the 4th. Off-speed pitch is down low, full count. So good eye by McKeever to work the count to full. Again, Whalers need base runners. Walk is as good as a hit right here. Full count. Pitch, due. Foul ball. Tried to check swing. That was definitely ball 4, but McKeever unable to get the bat out of the way. We'll do it again. Again, 3-2 pitch here coming up from Rion. We are in the bottom of the 6th, 3-1 our score. Whalers down 2 runs. And again, fouled off. So nice at bat from McKeever.
He reached on an error in the first inning and then singled and scored Nantucket's only run, and that was back in the bottom of the 4th inning. Punched in by Shea Dwyer with the RBI.
And has done a great job behind the plate, thrown out a runner. Full count pitch, fouled off once again. So that's 8 pitches now in the at-bat for McKeever.
And remember, Rion is the starting pitcher, so his tank might be running a little empty right now.
This could be the time for the Whalers to get to him. Rosario Gomez pitched a great game, pitched 5 solid innings. Giving up just the 3 runs, and ball 4. Low, just missed. But the Whalers will get a base runner here in the bottom of the 6th to begin the inning. And it's Del Rosario Gomez, number 9, and we've got a meeting at the mound here. We'll see if there's a pitching change or whether there's just a discussion about base running here.
Well, McKeever, the runner at first. Ronald Del Rosario Gomez, the number 3 batter. He lined into the double play that ended the threat in the bottom of the 1st inning for Nantucket, but also singled to left his last time up in the bottom of the 4th inning.
So he has put the ball in play nicely. Again, that line drive was right at the left fielder. Riker made a nice play and unfortunately doubled off the runner way back in the 1st inning.
Yeah, the 2, 3, and 4 batters for Nantucket, really the only ones to have success this afternoon, other than Bedell, the 6th batter, who was hit by a pitch back in the 4th. So Gomez.
If it's going to happen, it's got to happen now.
Yep. Get the rally going right now. Down 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Pretty mellow lead on first base, and a base hit down the left field line. That is a fair ball. On his horse is McKeever. He'll try and get to 3rd. Here comes the throw. It's in time, and McKeever is gunned out at 3rd.
McKeever was questioning it. I was watching him rounding 2nd, and he was out probably about 2 or 3 steps. Aggressiveness right there for Nantucket. Now the good news is Del Rosario Gomez makes it to 2nd, so you do have a runner in scoring position, but you really would have liked to save that out.
Yeah, that's one of those golden rules. You never make the first or last out at 3rd base, and so unfortunately a couple of base running errors for the Whalers have ultimately cost them at least 1 run. Let's see if Dwyer can make it happen here and get the Whalers right back in this thing. He fouls it off, heading our way, and that'll hit the tennis courts behind us once again, so 0-1.
So if you're scoring from home on that play, a single for Del Rosario Gomez. He ends up at 2nd on the throw, 7-5 on the putout for McKeever to be tagged out at 3rd base.
I maybe would have given him a double there, but tough scorecard here.
He's at 2nd now, though.
That's
all
right.
that matters if he scores.
0-1 to Dwyer. Strike 2, good pitch.
Shea Dwyer today has struck out swinging and also had the RBI single to center, and that was back in the bottom of the 4th. Felix Abreu waits on deck. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts for Nantucket.
0-2 the count here to Dwyer. Whalers with a runner at 2nd, down 2. 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Low, good scoop again from Ambrosini. Definitely would have, if it would have gotten by him, Rosario Gomez certainly would have taken 3rd. So 1-2 the count now to Dwyer. Into the stretch, and the pitch from Rion. Low again, ball 2. Evens the count up. The Whalers have done a good job this inning of taking some pitches. Yeah. Again, they understand that Rion has been in there for the entire game. He's got to be approaching 100 pitches.
Del Rosario Gomez with about a 6.5 step lead off the bag at 2nd, and they're giving him room to dance around out there.
2-2 the count here to Dwyer. Rion comes to the plate. A little dribbler in front of the plate. And a foul ball.
I think they said it hit him on the way out of the box.
Yeah.
Because the ball remained, it stopped dead. It looked like either on the line or just in fair territory, but I think it hit the batter while he was still in the box.
Yeah.
Makes it foul.
Dwyer gets another chance here. Let's see if he can do something with it. Still 2-2 the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. 3-1, Crusaders with the lead. Pitch from Rion. Nope, he steps back and no throw to second.
Hesitated just a bit.
I mean, everybody's got to call balk there, right? I mean, that's no matter if it's a balk or not.
Again, our vantage point from where we're announcing is just behind the fence at the third base side, right behind the third base coach for the Whalers, or head coach for the Whalers, actually.
Here's the pitch to Dwyer, 2-2. He lifts one, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. That's going to be a run. Del Rosario Gomez waved in. Dwyer, another RBI, and the Whalers draw back to within 1 at 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Shea Dwyer delivers.
Another RBI single for Dwyer, his second of the afternoon. Hit it out into shallow left center field. Del Rosario Gomez watching it the entire way. Good hustle right there to get a head start after the ball was popped off the bat. He scores easily, and now the Whalers just down by a run.
3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th as Dwyer once again delivers with the RBI single. And now the Whalers still have a runner on.
You can hear in our microphones maybe the Cape Cod Tech infielder saying, watch the bunt, watch the bunt. Abreu 0 for 2 today, has not had much luck. Struck out swinging, struck out looking.
We do have a pinch runner now for Dwyer. I can't catch the number over there, but another runner taking over for Dwyer. And Abreu will await the first pitch as the throw goes over from Rayon. Again, maybe a... So Luis Souza, freshman outfielder, over at first base, taking over for Shea Dwyer, who delivered, and he's off and running. Breaking ball is outside and a high throw. Souza stays put wisely as a nice job by the Crusaders defense to back up the play, but a stolen base nonetheless for the Whalers, and they are in business with a runner in scoring position, just 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Chukri, the shortstop, and Jack Rhodes, the center fielder, saved it from Souza going to third base, backing that ball up as that throw sailed out in the short center field.
So Amberzini unable to get the throw down in time, and the Whalers have a runner in scoring position now with just 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Inside, 2-0 now.
And
Abreu had to back up off of that one.
After he threw the pitch, sort of squatted down in front of the mound. You got to wonder if he's trying to empty the tank right here, if he has enough left in the tank. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Got to think a base hit's a run from a fast runner at second base. Good pitch there for strike 1, 2-1 now, the count.
And again, they're giving Nantucket a lot of room. Schwartz, actually, that's not Schwartz, that is Mullen, who came in at third base. And shortstop, big hole again.
2-1 pitch from Rion. Hangs one, but high for ball 3. Again, walk not the end of the world here, as it does give the Crusaders a force out, but you got to think base runners are bad no matter what. Abreu sitting on a 3-1 count. Steal attempt. Oh, they called him out. That looked like...
It looked close, Chris.
Safe call, and it's a strike him out, throw him out.
That was a tough call right there. It looked like his foot slipped in.
So strike him out. That should be ball 4. Oh, full count. Sorry, full count now on Abreu. Tough call, bang, bang play. Coach Pearson thought it was a safe call. We thought it was safe. Looked like he got the foot underneath, but no benefit of challenge or replay, and strike out there to end the inning. So
bad to worse for Nantucket in a matter of 30 seconds.
The Whalers had runner on second with just 1 out. Pearson decides to roll the dice and send Souza on the steal of third. He gets gunned down. The next pitch is a strikeout to end the inning, and we head to the 7th with the Whalers down just 1 at 3-2. That's 10 strikeouts now for Rion. It's been a little while since he struck a guy out, but man, what a gem he has pitched. Again, Del Rosario Gomez not too far off, pitched 5 solid, giving up the 3 runs, but at least one of those is unearned. And the Whalers, unfortunately, do not leave a base runner as Souza was gunned down at 3rd.
Tough play, and it really deflated Nantucket. You could sense from the crowd over behind their dugout at first base. They were getting into it. They had a runner in scoring position. Yeah, base running mistake once or twice, but then the last one right there, as you mentioned, the throw beat him, but it looked like his foot got in underneath the tag because where he caught the ball, the third baseman, remember, that's Mullen coming in for Schwartz off the bench. He caught it in front of the bag and tried to swipe back, and it looked like, to me at least, from where we are, that Souza slipped in his toe on the bag before the tag made it happen. But the umpire was right there too.
Yeah, umpire had a slightly better look at that angle. We're a little bit hidden by the third base, the bag itself. But we got a pretty good look at it. It looked like he was in there. Again, yes, maybe we're a little biased, but that was a bang play to say the least. And unfortunately for the Whalers, it goes the way the call goes the way of the Crusaders. So they'll have to do some 7th inning magic here if they're going to try and extend it. Dalton did a good job of holding it to just the 1 run in the top of the 6th, and he will be back on the mound here to face the Crusaders.
Top of the order, Chris.
Top of the order.
Jack Rhodes, Matt Riker, and Jake Ambrosini. For Rhodes, hit by a pitch, scored a run and stole a base, then struck out twice. Riker has struck out swinging, reached on an error, scored a run, and also grounded out. And then for Ambrosini, the catcher in the 3rd slot today for Cape Cod Tech, struck out twice and then reached on a walk and came around to score the go-ahead run in the top of the 6th inning just a few moments ago.
So just like the Whalers, the top of the order for the Crusaders have done all the damage. And it'll be Dalton looking to deal to Rhodes here to begin the 7th inning. Whalers down 3-2. First pitch is low, bounces.
And if we look at the bottom of the 7th inning for the Whalers, Bedell, Dalton, and Nunez, 6, 7, and 8 batters, Chris. Today they are combined 0 for 5. The only one to reach base is Bedell. He was hit by a pitch.
And line drive, stopped. Rosario fires to first. Great play by Del Rosario Gomez at short. Spins around and fires to first in time.
I did not think he was going to have enough time. Dove for it, spun, turned around, and beat the runner by about a step and a half. What a
highlight reel stuff from Del Rosario Gomez.
That is a fantastic play right there for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th inning to get that job done.
Dalton now deals to Riker. Ball 1.
Riker, as we mentioned, struck out swinging, reached on an error, scored a run in the top of the 3rd, and then grounded out his last time up.
There's the 1-0 pitch from Dalton. Fired in, swing, and a miss.
Yeah, Riker was swinging for the fences on that one.
Yeah. Dalton, again, has looked good here in relief of Del Rosario Gomez, who went 5. Gave up just 3 runs. Again, 2 of those earned. Here's a shot to 3rd base. Del Rosario Gomez actually cuts it off, fires high. Dwyer are able to stop it. It's actually not Dwyer. Needless to say, I would score that an infield hit. Tough play for Del Rosario Gomez. Runner goes on first base, so it'll be Ambrosini now at bat with a runner on first for the Crusaders. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 3-2 our score. Whalers down just 1. Steal attempt. Unable to squeeze it in time, so the runner moves into scoring position. Again, they have stolen, what is that, 7 bases now on the Whalers?
7 bases.
That's about 6 too many. Just one throw out for McKeever. So now 1-1 with the man on second. Low, Dalton, and McKeever wisely ran it back, so.
Yeah, he doesn't want to risk throwing it into the outfield right
No
there
doubt.
and having the runner move 90 feet closer to home plate.
No doubt.
Right now, Dalton's just got to calm down a little bit. Lots of action happening around him in the past 2 or 3 minutes now. Doesn't want to lose his composure.
Ambrosini settles back in. Riker at second. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Tagged. But Beamish is under it in center. He squeezes it. Here's a play at third. Safe. So nicely done. The tag up on the out, but the out more importantly for the Whalers, as it's now 2 down, and it'll be Tomlinson strolling in. He'll bat from the left side.
I am really impressed with, well, now shortstop Del Rosario Gomez, who was the starting pitcher. The fire that he has coming out of his right arm. I mean, he got it to third in a hurry. Yeah, a lot closer than it probably should have been.
Dalton fires, fouled off, strike 1.
I wouldn't call it a cannon, but maybe a missile.
A missile, yes, I like it. Yeah, he pitched a heck of a game. It'd be nice if the Whalers could get one more here and tie this thing up. They will be needing to. That's a hit batter, so dead ball. He'll have to go to third. Riker trots back. And now first and third on the hit batter.
So here is Chukri, who's in the 5 slot, the shortstop. Reached on an error, lined out to center field. Also intentionally walked and stole a base last inning. 2 outs, it sets up the force play at second base. Nantucket really needs to get out of this jam.
First and third, here's the pitch from Dalton. High, runner not going at first base.
And again, that double steal could be in effect where they send the runner from first to second first.
To set it up.
To set it up, they wait for the throw down to second, then the runner from third takes off and easily scores because they can't get it back to home plate in time.
1-0 the count. Dalton surveys and comes to the plate. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1-1. We are in the top of the 7th inning. 3-2. Crusaders with a 1-run lead. They are looking to add to it here with runners on first and third. 2 down. 1-1 the count to Chukri. Dalton delivers. Popped up. Beamish runs over and squeezes it in center field, and we head to the bottom of the 7th. Whalers need a run to extend it. Great job once again by Dalton, pitching around a couple of runners. We'll take a break here on the NSC as we head to the bottom of the 7th. 3-2 Crusaders.
Proactively having alternative access options, regardless of whether they are needed in 1, 10 or 50 years, is good planning. This approach follows the mantra of preparing for the worst, hoping for the best, and unsurprised by anything in between. Having a plan and a backup plan is good resilience planning. Geotubes and their expansion are valuable planning tools, but their effectiveness has limits, often designed to last up to the 100-year storm. In the face of more extreme events like 200, 500 and 1,000-year storms, the potential for significant damage becomes a reality, and having a backup plan ready to go is the core tenet of resilience planning.
At the moment, there is no guarantee that the geotubes will be permitted, and if they are permitted, that they will remain in place forever. So we need a backup plan.
Alternative access is essentially a set of access plans for private residents to access the lighthouse and other public amenities. A recognised trigger would need to be met to warrant undertaking the alternative access for Baxter Road. Triggers include Baxter Road breaching, geotubes being removed, or the bluff edge being within 25 feet of the road. Under the alternative access plan, properties remain in the ownership of the current owners and the town holding an easement only for access and utilities. One path would provide access and parking for visitors to the Sankaty Lighthouse. All remaining tracks would be for neighbours to reach their properties. The Phase 1 at-risk properties would all gain access to Sankaty Road. The served properties then get to retain their property value and usability to the owners. It is important to understand that...
I want to welcome you back to the NHS fields here at Bacchus Lane. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Keegan Bedell up to bat. He takes strike one.
Bedell 0 for 1 today, struck out looking, was hit by a pitch.
Whalers down 3-2. They need a run here. Bedell fouls it off to the right side, and he is quickly down 0-2. Ryan has been unbelievable for the Crusaders. He's struck out 10 Whalers already. He's looking to complete it up, as he is still on the mound here in the bottom of the 7th. And the Whalers looking for their first win of the season. Strike 3, a high strike, but Bedell's got to put a swing on that thing with 2 strikes. So the Whalers now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Hanson Dalton stepping to the plate, fouled out to first, also another strikeout victim in his second at bat this afternoon for the Whalers.
Looks like we've got a new batter here, number 18, or number 16, excuse me. So that's Bodie Buccino replacing Dalton, so we'll have a new pitcher if this goes forward. So Buccino takes the place of Hanson Dalton, who came in relief of Del Rosario Gomez and did a nice job working around a jam in each of the innings in the 6th and 7th. Here's Buccino. Takes ball high.
Would love to see him lay down a bunt right now, if possible.
Third baseman even with the bag. Scooting back just a bit, but Buccino with a 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss.
3 runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors for Cape Cod Tech. They left 7 on base. For Nantucket, 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, and they left 3 runners on base.
1-1 pitch, strike 2.
Chino was
location on that one.
And he was looking all the way. He froze on that pitch.
So now 1-2 to Buccino. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Whalers down 3-2 to the Crusaders. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Tough one right there. Buccino, fresh off the bench, he's seen this pitcher pitch, but hasn't really faced him, and he was fooled by all those pitches that Ryan threw. And that is strikeout number 12 for Ryan this afternoon.
And another pinch hitter will be number 25, Evan Cranston. Another freshman for the Whalers here. Trying to get something going here. Again, the bottom of the lineup is yet to produce a hit for the Whalers. They are down to their last out, however.
Yeah, Cranston bats for Nunez, the second baseman, who struck out and grounded out. He was 0 for 2 today as well. Beamish waits on deck, the number 9 batter, if Cranston can get on base.
Swing and a miss.
And again, Ryan definitely fooled him on that pitch.
Ryan looking to finish off a complete game gem here against Nantucket. He has struck out 12 so far. Low ball 1. Oh, they called the low strike.
Yeah, right at the knees.
That definitely was low from our vantage point. But the Whalers down to their final strike here. Again, an absolutely gorgeous day for baseball. Let's see if some magic can happen here. 2 strikes. Just misses outside.
Yeah, that was between the knees and the elbows, but must have been outside right there. Again, Ryan, amazing on the mound with 12 strikeouts, looking to close it out right here.
1-2 pitch to Cranston. Fouled off, stays alive.
Beamish, as we mentioned, waiting on deck. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. If Cranston can stay alive and get on base for Nantucket.
1-2 the count.
Whalers down to their last strike.
Leone winds and delivers. Sit down. Strike 3 called, and that will do it. The Whalers lose another close game. They have lost 3 games by a combined 4 runs in their last 3 games, but put up a heck of a fight. Again, you got to go back to that sun ball back in the first inning that cost the Whalers a run that obviously wasn't the difference at that point, but now looking back on it, that's a can of corn in right field, and it dropped and unfortunately cost the Whalers a run, and they end up losing ultimately 3-2. So they dropped to 0-6 on the season. The Cape Tech Crusaders moved to 3-1. I did find out some information on the lacrosse game, but we're going to leave you hanging. You're going to have to tune in later on this evening as the game will be uploaded onto YouTube, and probably about 8 o'clock if you want to catch the Whalers girls lacrosse game, if you somehow don't see it on the social medias and want to have some dramatics. But thanks very much for joining us here, DC. That was a lot of fun, buddy. What a way to open it up here.
Yeah, thanks everybody, the crew here, for having us out, Frank and also Olivia on the camera today, and you, Chris, and thanks to the Nantucket School District as well for hosting us and letting us set up here. And this was a beautiful day for baseball. Not the way we wanted to see the outcome. We wanted a competitive game. Again, confidence boosting for the Whalers. Couple little mistakes. The biggest thing, though, is you have to give credit to Trevor Ryan with 13 strikeouts today. And let me tell you something too, Chris. He struck out the side 1, 2. He struck out the side 2 times, but 13 strikeouts overall. As soon as Nantucket sort of had something going, he said, nope, I'm going to stop it right there, and just threw gas right past him. And 13 strikeouts is pretty impressive here.
Every now and then you got to tip your cap to the other side, and that happens today as Trevor Ryan earned the win with a complete game, 3-hitter, and again, striking out 13, man, the dude was dealing. Our player of the game, however, is Frank Schott. He made it all happen from the control room. He's the maestro there, and hopefully it looked good to you folks at home. I can't wait to go home and check it out. We'll be back at it again on Saturday. We're going to celebrate Daffy over at the lacrosse field. The boys will be taking on, let's see who they're going to be taking on. They are taking on the Bishop Stang Spartans, so that should be a very good matchup of a Division III to our Division IV team. Again, the boys looking real good. So we are live at 12:45 on Saturday. You can join us right after the parade goes through Main Street, and maybe during your picnic festivities out in Wisconsin.
I heard somebody's going to set up a big screen out there with
Somebody
the generator.
should, right?
Somebody's got Wi-Fi.
There you go.
Right
Channel
along the wall.
1072. We'll have some great lacrosse for you coming in HD out in Wisconsin. Thanks very much for joining us here on NSC and NCTV's presentation of Whalers Athletics. For Frank Schott, Olivia Nascimento, DC Collins, I am Chris Morris. Have a great night, Whalers Nation. 3-2 the final score. The Crusaders pull it out over the Whalers.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.